Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Black Ops 6 has a pretty big choice it's going to have to make going into its post-launch content seasons. Obviously, launch in and of itself is going to have a lot of hype. It's going to have a lot of people online testing out multiplayer, going to the Omni movement system. Obviously, we're going to have the full experience, much more than what we got during the beta. It's got its campaign, it's got zombies, round-based, the return to that. Like, it's going to be a top seller. It's going to be atop all the charts probably for some time, like every single Call of Duty is. The problem with Call of Duty, specifically multiplayer though, is keeping retention, and that's a big deal for Call of Duty. They want to be able to boast to shareholders and the board and everything, all the suits, that their retention is super good. They want to provide, those revenue reports where they can brag about retention being super high. And funny enough, Modern Warfare 3, probably one of the lesser hyped CODs that we've had in some time, just because it was viewed so much so as a DLC to MW2, and MW2 was obviously a disaster for a large portion of the year, so it just didn't have hype. But now we look at it, and Modern Warfare 3's post-launch content, I've said this before, is maybe the best that we've ever seen in COD history in terms of the support and the consistency with maps and modes and various updates every single season, but also every single week or every single other week, MW3 was getting updates on updates on updates. And Black Ops 6, like I said, while it's going to have a ton going on at launch, is it going to be able to sustain that retention over seasons 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and be able to consistently drop updates like what we've seen from a game that was developed in half the time? I've also said this before, there's going to be a lot of comparisons with the content and the standard of Modern Warfare 3 versus Black Ops 6, because Modern Warfare 3 is one of the shortest developed games with like 16 to 18 months of development time, versus Black Ops 6, the longest and most developed game with a 4-year dev time. Now, talking about the actual post-launch seasons and the various different updates, currently we don't know all that much about it, and that's not a surprise. We're still sitting here pre-launch. They're not talking about seasons 1, 2, 3, 4, so on and so forth, right? They're focused on launch. All we know as of right now, according to a rumor from Charlie Intel, is that apparently Treyarch has taken some maps that were originally planned for Modern Warfare 3 and have changed them from being in Modern Warfare 3 to being post-launch maps for Black Ops 6. Now, I do still find that to be a little strange, maybe a little concerning if they need more maps they're taking from the current game, even though it's towards the end of its life cycle here, but still kind of a weird scenario. But more importantly, the consistency of updates and the amount of updates within Modern Warfare 3 is going to be a big comparison. Even more specifically, the weekly updates that we got, the bi-weekly updates that we got, because this is where Modern Warfare 3, I think, really shines, and this is what kept retention good on Modern Warfare 3 and kept players coming back, even if the standard gameplay might have become a little bit monotonous, a little bit dull, because it is decently similar to what we were playing within Modern Warfare 2, aside from the movement and everything, the maps, the modes, the weapons, not super unique or super different from what we had a year ago, right? But Modern Warfare 3's weekly challenge system, phenomenal. Every single week, getting a chance to complete a series of challenges between multiplayer, zombies, and battle royale, going through and getting new aftermarket parts. Huge thing for me. Always had a reason to come back on Wednesday. It's like, okay, they're dropping a new shotgun aftermarket part, or there's a new marksman aftermarket part, or an Akimbo SMG, or whatever else. Could this be a meta option? Is this going to be dominating Warzone for the next couple of weeks? Or, is the seasonal camo this season really cool looking for doing all 8 weeks of challenges? Like every Wednesday, I was back on the game, even though I don't play a ton of multiplayer post-launch, simply because it's, to me, a little bit boring after some time. I'll play a couple matches here and there, but it's not something I want to grind for hours on end, like Warzone, where every match is maybe a bit more unique feeling. The weekly challenges, though, had me back on every week to stay up to date with my seasonal camo progress, but then also to check out all the aftermarket parts. One thing that Black Ops 6 already has potentially as a concern here, I guess, really, is that aftermarket parts aren't necessarily going to be a thing. They've described how various different operator mods and drastically weapon changing updates like that aren't going to be through an aftermarket part system, but rather just attachment unlocks. So certain barrels will change a weapon a ton, or certain stocks or stuff like that can have those same sort of aftermarket part effects, just not through aftermarket parts. And well, what do you know? Post-edit Zach here. I initially had this video all rendered out, ready to post whenever, and just the other day, Black Ops and Call of Duty actually ended up revealing via the Call of Duty podcast that there are not going to be weekly challenges in Black Ops 6. They didn't say directly there weren't going to be any kind of bonus challenges or weekly events or anything like that, but they did specifically say that weekly challenges were not going to be a direct thing. And perhaps that's because they sat down and realized, oh, you know, what exactly can we offer as rewards here? If we're not going to have aftermarket parts, sure, we could do blueprints, maybe we could do some mastercrafts here and there, but also they're going to use that stuff in the store, and they know that that store bundle is going to make them a lot more money than maybe the players who would be coming back to do the weekly challenges and grind those blueprints instead, right? So maybe that has a direct correlation. Maybe it's just not something they had in the pipeline and didn't realize it was going to take off in Modern Warfare 3. But regardless, now we have it confirmed that Black Ops 6 has actually already made a pretty definitive choice in weekly updates, or at least weekly challenges, not being a thing. But that's not the only thing helping with keeping the game feeling fresh and giving players a reason to keep coming back. Another thing that Modern Warfare 3 knocked out of the park is the consistent events and crossover updates. It seemed like almost every single week throughout all of Modern Warfare 3, we had some kind of event going on. Now, for the first while there, every single Wednesday, while we had that weekly challenge update, we also got a new event. Some of these were XP based. You go through, you hit 500,000 XP just by playing the game, you got a new limited time camo, or you got a new limited time blueprint. Those rewards, a little bit less desirable. The camos, I think, were awesome though. That's something I personally care about a lot for the looks of my gun in game, because I'm always seeing that stuff. So I wanted to go through and grind out those events. Some of them were crossovers with characters from other, universes, or we got like WWE crossovers or stuff like that. Limited time rewards. Again, I want to jump into the events. I'm going to do the specific challenges, some for multiplayer, some for battle royale, some for zombies, and get these limited time unlocks. Modern Warfare 3 always was giving me something to do, and Black Ops 6 also is going to have to make the choice, make the decision, will we consistently keep up with this event schedule as well? Having consistent camo rewards for XP-based events, or crossover rewards with various different other universes and other franchises. That's more of like an Activision collaboration deal, at least securing the rights to that stuff. But then, even if it's not necessarily a crossover with another thing, having these in-game events, whether it's Black Ops tied to some nostalgia from like BO2, maybe one week is like the bacon camo returning as like an XP event reward or something like that. You get the idea. Having these events constantly throughout the year, if they're 1 week long events, 2 week long events, once more is going to bring players back. And now here we are, headed into the Black Ops 6 year here very soon, a game that has a lot of expectations, coming off a game that didn't really have all that many expectations, but was surprisingly good when it comes to update consistency and update quantity throughout the entire year. Not even just a thing where it's like, hey, the first season of the game, crazy good support, such good communication, a ton of updates. And then season 2, there's less. And then season 3, there's less. And then season 4, there's barely any. And we're just hanging on, waiting for the next COD to be revealed, announced, and released, right? MW3 set a standard here, a surprising one at that. And if Black Ops 6 is going to meet its expectations, it's probably going to have to match the energy that Modern Warfare 3 brought, specifically with these retention-based updates. But also, while yes, they're clearly there to help boost their numbers and keep players on the game, they offered good rewards, and there was actually value behind them. I really enjoyed that. So Black Ops 6 definitely has some big choices to make. Let me know if you guys think they're going to do this stuff down in the comments below. Curious to get your 2 cents on it. While you're down there, if you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated. It does help grow the channel and send the video around to new viewers. And if you are perhaps one of those new viewers, or maybe you just have not subscribed yet, every single day I got you covered with news, updates, meta breakdowns, everything going on in COD is right here. So feel free to subscribe to always stay in the know. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.